morning, almost 200 years ago, a young mother quietly opened this door and walked into Canadian history. War was raging through the Niagara Peninsula. More than 5,000 American troops occupied the Canadian frontier between Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. Just a few kilometers away from this house, Laura Secord's house here in Queenston, lay the venerable British garrison of Fort George. It was now occupied by Americans. A massive bombardment had left it virtually destroyed. The American forces were gaining an advantage thanks to brilliant military tactics. They were in a position to conquer all of Upper Canada. Life under occupation was not easy. Most of the men were fighting, in prison, or like James Secord, wounded in battle. But crops still had to be harvested. Supplies were limited. Soldiers had to be fed. Laura Secord was forced to billet American officers in her home, here in this house. While she tended her injured husband and her young children, these American officers discussed their imminent plans for conquering Upper Canada. Only they spoke a little too loudly. They didn't realize how much the young mother had overheard. The next morning, as the sun broke over the escarpment, Laura Secord walked out the door with a message that would prove to have enormous significance. The enemy was about to attack. Laura knew she had to reach the nearest British outpost, more than 30 kilometers away. She had to pass through hostile territory, behind enemy lines. Remember, this was a land under occupation. She finally reached her destination that evening to deliver her warning. The commanding officer, James Fitzgibbon, ordered his scouts to verify her information. He then positioned his troops, 50 Green Tigers, and most importantly, their Aboriginal allies, to prepare for an ambush. On June 24th, a force of nearly 600 American soldiers surrendered to the British at the Battle of Beaver Dams, a battle that would change the course of the war. The British were in control of Niagara once again, and the demoralized Americans were isolated at Fort George. Within 6 months, they retreated from the Niagara area. Laura Secord's message had a profound impact. Join us as we honor this courageous Canadian heroine. Walk into history with us on June 22nd, 2013. Walk the walk, Canada, wherever you are.